Shocking scandal unfolds as Tiffany Henyard's career crumbles. The courtroom buzzed with tension today as Tiffany Henyard, once an unstoppable force in politics, found herself at the center of a scandal that could end her career. The packed courtroom witnessed a dramatic and explosive scene as the judge barely finished reading the verdict before Henyard stormed out in a fit of rage, creating a spectacle that seemed more like a scene from a political thriller than reality. What led to this shocking outburst? Was it the overwhelming corruption allegations that had caught up with her, the financial secrets that were exposed, or the fact that her supporters had turned against her after months of dodging accusations of misuse of power and shady transactions? As the trial progressed, the walls of her carefully crafted public persona began to crack. The prosecutor laid out damning evidence of her excessive spending, including a staggering $43,000 spent on Amazon, first-class flights, and luxury hotel stays, all funded by taxpayer dollars. As the evidence mounted, Henyard's confidence seemed to fade, and she began to grow visibly uncomfortable. The accusations were no longer just politically motivated attacks. They were irrefutable facts. The once unshakable leader began to feel the pressure as new documents connected her directly to shady financial transactions, including funds funneled into private accounts. Whispers of disbelief rippled through the courtroom, and even some of her most loyal supporters began to question her integrity. When a key witness took the stand, things went from bad to worse. This former ally turned accuser exposed a culture of intimidation and manipulation within Henyard's inner circle, describing how anyone who dared to challenge her was threatened. The truth was unraveling before everyone's eyes, and Henyard's unbreakable public image began to crumble. Just as the judge called for a break, Henyard's fury boiled over. She leaped from her chair, shouting accusations of a setup and political persecution, and stormed toward the exit. The courtroom erupted in chaos as reporters scrambled to capture the moment, but just as she reached the door, federal agents stepped forward. In an unexpected twist, Henyard was asked to accompany the agents for questioning. She froze in disbelief, realizing her worst fear had come to life. The federal agents were not there as observers. They had a mission, and it involved her. Henyard's bravado faded as she was led away in front of a room full of stunned onlookers. Once a dominant political force, she now found herself cornered by the weight of the law. As the news of her confrontation with federal agents spread, the story went viral. Tiffany Henyard's career, which had once been built on political dominance and public bravado, now seemed to be at its end. The media, which had long praised her, quickly turned on her, questioning her every move. Leaked documents and secret audio recordings surfaced, revealing more details of the corruption, fraud, and manipulation Henyard had engaged in during her time in office. A pattern of deceit emerged, with taxpayer funds being used for her lavish lifestyle, while critical city services were slashed. Her legal team scrambled to salvage what remained of her reputation, releasing statements calling the federal investigation a political witch hunt. But the tide had already turned. Whistleblowers confirmed that Henyard had been siphoning public funds into her private accounts, and former allies began distancing themselves from her. Once loyal supporters now questioned her integrity and demanded accountability. The final blow came when the FBI executed a search warrant at her home, removing computers and documents from the scene. Henyard, once a symbol of power and strength, now found herself handcuffed and arrested, her career in tatters. News outlets captured the moment, and legal experts speculated about the potential prison time she faced. If convicted, Henyard could face over 20 years in prison. In her final attempts to control the narrative, Henyard released a video message proclaiming her innocence and accusing her enemies of political persecution. But the public wasn't buying it. Social media exploded with condemnation, and even her strongest allies were calling for her resignation. Her story, once one of power and ambition, had turned into a cautionary tale of corruption and downfall. As the FBI investigation continued, new evidence emerged, further implicating Henyard in a series of corrupt practices. She was interrogated in a cold, sterile room where her bravado completely crumbled. The investigator presented documents and recordings, and Henyard was forced to confront the reality that the evidence against her was overwhelming. The downfall of Tiffany Henyard was swift and public, with her political career destroyed and her reputation shattered. Her once dominant presence had been eclipsed by a scandal of monumental proportio,